All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. Back with another one, y'all. It's been a minute. Boxing's just been kind of on the, I don't know, boxing's just been kind of little running flat compared to MMA. So, I just been over on my other channel doing a lot of MMA talk. But, yeah, man, this was one boxing match, I was looking forward to. But at the same time, I kind of tuned out just because of the promotion to it. It was just so weird, man. Like, Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. I mean, the whole buildup was weird. Like, this was a fight like 2 years ago I felt like was going to have some significance to it. In some ways, this did have some significance, but everything else, like, as far as, like, deciding who the better fighter was, who's going to be, like, this future champion, that wasn't answered. This was just, like, a real sideshow. I mean, the whole buildup, Ryan Garcia mentally, man, like, I don't know what's going on with him. Everything he's been talking about, it's just kind of had him in a different place. He came in overweight on this fight. The promotion to it just so weird. It almost seemed like he tuned out. But, I mean, it paid off in the long run for him. It really did. It paid off in the long run. He got his victory, came in overweight, had to pay $1.5 million to Devin Haney, but word is that he actually bet on himself to win, and he made that back, right? So good on good on Ryan Garcia. But as for Devin Haney's side, I mean, there were some questions that definitely need to be answered with Devin Haney. I mean, aside from, being a solid technical boxer, we just had to see what type of dog was in him, because going into this fight, I did pick Haney by decision. I picked him to win this fight, either that or like Ryan Garcia having some type of TKO meltdown, where he was just going to quit. But aside from that, I had Devin Haney winning by decision. But I knew that this was going to kind of be some problems for Devin Haney when it comes down to hand speed, because Ryan Garcia may lack the foot movement, he may lack the jab, but his hand speed can give somebody like Devin Haney problems. I was kind of thinking about that. So, okay, with Devin Haney, he's going to have to box well from the outside. He's going to have to fight off his jab and throw in combinations, which he started off a little bit in the first couple rounds. He was, dictating the pace of the fight with his jab, moving Ryan Garcia back with the jab and throwing, some good body shots. But he wasn't really, like, committed to, like, really solid combinations. And he just doesn't have that type of power to really get a guy's respect. And that's the thing about Ryan Garcia. Like, Ryan may lack in certain things, but the guy, he is durable. Like, it took somebody like Tank Davis to really knock him out and hurt him. But the guy's durable and he will fight. Like, there's certain things he lacks in discipline, but he will fight. And styles make fights, all right? So with a guy like Devin Haney, who doesn't have that punching power, somebody like Ryan Garcia, he can stay in the fight and always have that opportunity because of his timing and his power, right? So Devin Haney, he kind of built the early lead in the fight, just using his jab, controlling the pace of the fight with his jab, landing some good body shots, landing a good overhand right every time, Ryan Garcia would throw that left hook. First round, that kind of set the pace of what could have happened later in the fight. When Ryan Garcia came out, kind of blasted out and, just unloaded on Devin Haney and caught him with some good left hands in that first round. Devin Haney weathered the storm. But then Devin Haney took over from like rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5, just kind of boxing, just dictating the pace of the fight, boxing and, landing some good solid shots, but nothing to really hurt Ryan. Like I said, like, he wasn't hurting Ryan, he wasn't frustrating him, he wasn't busting him up. So if you're just spending time in there just touching the guy, that's not really going to win you the fight. Well, it might win you the fight if you can keep him back all day, but just pecking him to death, that's not going to do much, right? So Ryan Garcia somehow woke up, I'd say at the end of round 6. Like, round 6 was a close. Ryan Garcia started off sharp in round 6 and landed a good right hand on Devin Haney, but Devin Haney, I feel like he kind of took over in round 6 and, he was able to kind of skate by and win the round with his boxing. But in round 7, man, this is where it came down to. Like I said, Ryan had to use his timing, and every time that Devin Haney would step in kind of slower behind the jab and throw that right hand, or just a slow jab, he would have like a slow pullback. Ryan Garcia started cracking him with that left hook. He started like widening the range with the left hook and cracking him right on the jaw, and he hurt him a couple times and then dropped him. And I was like, uh-oh. When I saw that, I was like, okay, I can see that happening now because of the timing issue. But it was like Devin Haney never had that plan B. Like, he really didn't need a plan B. Like, it was like he kind of threw his plan A out the door of boxing and trying to take away the left hook and, just boxing from the outside, because he wasn't going to be a dog and go in there and fight Ryan Garcia, knock him out like Tank did. No, like he can't go to the body and hurt Ryan like that. It had to be boxing from the outside all day. So he kind of abandoned that plan going in around 8 and 9. From there, he was just getting like stumbled around the place. Like the rounds he was up, he would stay on his feet. He would win, just barely by using his boxing. But it was like Ryan Garcia was, just kind of taking his foot off the gas and wait for that opportunity. Every time Devin stepped in, boom, he get caught with that left hook again. Every time he get caught that left hook, he get caught by a right and got dropped multiple times down the stretch. So I think it was like a total of 3 knockdowns, maybe 4. But there was a couple where, I felt like the referee, he was just doing a bad job of just breaking up the clinches or, not even just, counting right. It just seemed like he was off in this fight. Like he didn't expect that, like Devin Haney to get dropped like that. But yeah, man, Devin Haney was getting dropped throughout this fight and wobbled. And I'd say like in round 9 or 10, like you could see like the swelling of the lips and the jaw. Like I think, yeah, Ryan was definitely dislocated that jaw or fractured it because the kid's got power. The kid definitely has power in his shots. And I was surprised Devin was able to last. He got back up and clinched his way through some of the last few rounds, but he was hurt throughout this fight. He got dropped multiple times, and Ryan Garcia, he took it on home in round 12. I mean, that's what it just came down to. Ryan Garcia's timing, following that left hook up with the right hand and just putting that pressure on. So that's what you see in the difference here. Like a lot of young guys now, yeah, they can have that technique in boxing, but they still need that grit. Like if you go back and look at some of the old heads, like, even if you want to start with somebody like Floyd all the way on back, even to like Evander Holyfield, even, Lennox Lewis, these guys, like they could box, but when things got dirty, like Evander versus George Foreman, like, hey, George, he hurt Evander a couple of times, but, he come right back with it. He could come back with it, or he could switch gears and hold a little bit and come back with hard combinations and slug with him too, So that's what you needed to see in this fight. Like Devin, he's not really that type of dog that can stay in there. Like he's tough because he can get back up. He has that heart, but I give him that. But as far as like staying in the pocket, that should have been a no-no right there. Like their whole plan should have just been to fight off that jab and, stick to the combinations and just go to the body, just go to the body on Ryan. Don't stand in mid-range with him. Don't go in the pocket. Because every time, like Devin Haney, if you go back and look at some of the instant replays, he would throw that jab. He was too slow. Like I could see this opportunity coming from Ryan because in like rounds 2, 3, and 4, 5, when Devin would throw his jab and his right, Ryan Garcia would swing that left hook real quick, and I was like, ooh, he's barely missing him. And I was like, eventually, if Devin Haney slows down, he might catch him. And finally, like when Devin Haney slowed down a little bit, he started catching him right on the jaw with that left hook, and that's kind of where it fell off. Like they didn't step to their left and take away the left hand, and try the best just to box from the outside. Like Devin just kind of fell asleep, like he said. It was honest opinion. He fell asleep. He just fell asleep in the fight. So. Yeah, man, from here, I think, yeah, for Ryan Garcia, it's a win for him because, he bet on himself. He lost $1.5 million in, weighing in overweight, but he bet on himself apparently, and he won that back. But, there's still a lot for Ryan Garcia to overcome. Like mentally, yeah, I think this fight kind of was like him maybe battling his demons, and that just kind of shows you that he is a fighter, because there are guys out there that, like, Mike Tyson, they channel their energy when they have these issues into the fight. Like they don't like what's going on around them, so they kind of stay drunk and high. But when they get into the octagon, boxing ring, they start to have like this therapy, where they can let go and they can actually face whatever their demon is across from the ring. Not saying Devin Haney's a demon, but I'm saying like that's where they can take that energy out and say, no, I'm not going down in here. So I give Ryan Garcia credit on that. But yeah, he just got to sharpen himself up mentally. He just got to, sober up, get away from them weirdos out there, wherever he's hanging out, and, get back into the mix. But yeah, shout out to Derek James. I guess whatever game plan they had worked for him. And, he got just kind of got to go from here, maybe move up to 147, because if he can't make 140, just stay at 147, work on his skills and work from there, right? So I give Ryan Garcia credit on that. But I give Devin Haney credit too, man. This kid, he's been working. A lot of people hate on him, and a lot of people just wanted to see him lose. But, Devin Haney, I like it, man. The thing is, like, the kid don't have no power, man. Like, they really need to kind of craft his style after that. They really need to kind of craft his style after that. Okay, if this guy doesn't have power, like what do we do? Like we have to become a combination punch. We have to become an accumulation punch, right? We have to go in there and throw more shots, and we have to be more mobile. We have to move like Calzaghe. Like I think Devin Haney needs to kind of craft his style more in the Calzaghe style, where they can throw and flurry and blind their opponents and tie up and move. You got to be that type of boxer. Like he's not a Floyd. Like Floyd didn't have like Julian Jackson power or like that, but he had one step up power from, even like a guy like a Winky Wright. But even Winky Wright didn't have a lot of power, but he knew how to box. Like Winky Wright, Joe Calzaghe, those guys, they volume punch because they didn't have that type of power. So I think that Devin Haney needs to kind of fit himself into that category too. Like, okay, if I can't hit that hard, we need to focus on good, solid combinations and flurries, and we need to worry about moving our opponents around so they can't counter back. Right? That's the type of style that they need to work on. He ain't going to be like a Floyd sharpshooter where he can spear you and pick you apart and bust you up like that. That's not Devin Haney's style. Like, I think they need to really work on, that accumulation style with him and, just kind of build off of that, because that type of offense will be his best defense from, getting, his chin check like that, because I don't think that his chin is the best. I really don't think Devin Haney's chin is the best. So they need to work on that. Also work on his defense a little bit more, because there was a lot of times in this fight where he had his right hand out front. Okay, the right hand was out front away from his chin, and Ryan Garcia's faster, so Ryan Garcia's throwing his left hook around, catching him right on the jaw. He didn't have his right hand pinned to his jaw. He kept trying to like swat shots or like parry shots, but like you can't parry that hand speed. Like keep your hands tight, weather the storm, and then come out of your shell. Right? But he was trying to like parry or like had his right hand out up front. That's why Ryan Garcia had no problem. He had no problem to go around the side and land that left hook. So yeah, man, like just came down to grit, guts, and the power in the end. So yeah, it was a fight. It was an okay fight. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like this classic matchup either. But Ryan Garcia won. He won. I won't say he won fair and square because he did come in overweight, but he did win the fight. So from here, Ryan calling out boots and welterweights, I don't know about that. Maybe he needs to move up to 147, maybe fight Stan Yosis or something like that, and move from there. As for Devin Haney, he's still the champ at 140, but he needs to kind of work his way up and fight some guys that's going to help build up this craft and style that he needs to work on. I don't see Devin Haney beating a guy like Teofimo right now, and none of these guys, 135 or 140, are beating Gervonta Tank Davis. I will say that to wrap this thing up. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comment section, guys. But yeah, Tank Davis, this is why Tank Davis beats all of them. Combo Breaker 99, I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.